And again, thank you. Oh, I got to say, got it. So, okay, we got it. All right. So we're gonna get started. We're really cognizant of your time, so we'll do our very best to get you out of here by 7, so you can go about your business. What we're going to do here tonight, this is as we name it, it's the district new member orientation. We'll go over the agenda in just a minute. But what this is this is not intended, as the emails had said, this is in no way intended to take the place of your own individual club's new member orientation meeting. This is just to supplement it. The intent is, in going through, and as was brought out by several, especially past District Governor Ronnie Reynolds at our last College of Governors meeting, there's a lot of folks in our district that just don't know a lot about Rotary outside of their club. And that's what we're trying to do here, just give you the 50,000 foot view of Rotary International, what it is, why it exists, some policies and reasons. And same thing with our district, to give you an idea, maybe give you a more rounded Rotary education, that there is a Rotary out there outside of your clubs. Your clubs are the backbone of Rotary, and we all know that. But if you can know a little bit more about what is going on in this wonderful organization that we're all a part of, Rotary International, then it'll help you as you go through your Rotary journey to learn more and know things that are available, resources that are out there, and activities that are available for you to participate in. And before I introduce myself, and then we'll get Diane, we're going to put up a little poll. Amber, I don't know if you want to go ahead and do that. We're trying to gauge our audience. And you should see the poll. All you have to do is fill it out and then submit it as to how long you've been in Rotary. And so everybody's beginning to do that. Yeah, I'm trying to even figure it out myself, Amber, and I don't see where to click on as to what I am.
You're a co-host, so you won't be participating.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about it then. Okay. So I appreciate it, and we'll kind of give you the results of that once we get it. But this will help us know as to what our audience is, and we've got a good mixture of new members and members that have been around for a while and very seasoned members. And we've got 2 or 3 or 4 past district governors that are on, so they can keep an eye on us and let us know where we stepped in it if we did. So Rich and Ronnie and Scott, if anybody, Hans Peter, if we get off track, you can let us know. But this is going to be a presentation tonight. I'm going to be doing part of it, and Diane Edwards will be doing the other part. I'm Jim Henry. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Northwest Austin. I was governor of our wonderful districts in 2019, 2020, and I've been in the Northwest Austin Club for 32 years. So, past District Governor Diane, you want to say a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm Diane Edwards, and I'm a fairly new resident of the Central Texas District 5870. I was a past district governor in the Nebraska District 5630 during Rotary years 12-13. And since that time, I have been involved in several other Rotary assignments, particularly relating to membership development. I am now the president of the Austin North Metro Passport Rotary Club here in Central Texas.
Okay, thank you, Diane. And Amber, you can show the agenda. This is what we're going to talk about. Tonight. It's going to be in 2 phases. Diane's going to talk about part 1, and I'll talk about part 2. Again, this is a high view, a 50,000 foot view, if you will, about Rotary, and hopefully we'll give our new members, and even those that have been members for a while that are still wondering about some things, as far as why Rotary and why we have a district and things like that. So, Diane, if you want to go ahead and start with your part of it, I think we're ready to roll.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jim. And as Jim alluded to, this program and what we're talking about here tonight is that 50,000 feet overview of Rotary. But the main thing is to give you an idea about what a wonderful organization that we have and that we belong to as a member of Rotary International. It is when I'm asked, I like to say that Rotary, what is Rotary? Rotary is the best humanitarian service organization on the face of the earth. And it truly is. I'm convinced that this is the best organization that I could spend my time and my service hours on. Our service extends beyond the club throughout the whole world. Let's go to look at the beginning. The beginning of Rotary in 1905. In February of 1905, Rotary came into existence when the first Rotary Club meeting was held in Chicago. Paul Harris is recognized as the founder of Rotary. Our meeting locations at that time were rotating among the members' offices and provided fellowship and networking opportunities. However, by 1907, the group expanded their focus toward community service with the installation of a public toilet outside the City Hall, and in 1917, the Rotary Foundation was established. On our next slide, we'll see that there are several fundamental things that we want to feature with regard to our membership in Rotary at a high level. All of us embrace the object of Rotary, which is first to develop friendships for service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions. Third, applying service in each Rotarian's life, business, and community. Fourth, advancing international understanding, goodwill, and peace. This is the underpinning of everything that we do in Rotary. You'll see that we benefit individually and throughout our community through these objects of Rotary. The next slide we talk about is the four-way test, which is a direct correlation to what we do in our professional and personal lives. With the fourth-way test, this is somewhat like the golden rule of all the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? And will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? This four-way test is the compass by which we test everything that we do in Rotary, whether it's in dealing with relationships with other Rotarians, if it has to do with service projects, if it has anything to do with the communities that we serve. We want to make sure that it stands the test of time, which we are so proud of here with our Rotary program, the four-way test. Our next slide shows us the avenues of service. These are the directions that we can take our service part, whether it is in contributing to club service, which may be an administrative role that you as an individual may assist with in your club, whether it's community service, where you can help with specific projects that you have an interest in or a passion in serving. International service goes beyond the community level to other areas of our Rotary world. Youth service is very strong in this district with regard to several programs where we reinforce the importance of working with youth and bringing them up within our organization from the very early times in elementary school with Early Act First Night, for example, and some of the areas that we serve, to interact, to four-way tests, essay contests, different ways that we involve youth in our programs. Rotary Youth Exchange is another service that we provide youth, as well as our Rotary Youth Leadership Award Camp that is held at Peaceable Kingdom in the Killeen area every summer. Vocational service. This is an area too that we may find a heart to serve in providing mentoring for young students, perhaps to show them different vocational opportunities that they may have in their future. It also is a way that we display our integrity, our ethical positions in the roles that we serve in our own personal vocations. Our next slide will show that we are looking at a very triangular organizational structure in Rotary. At the very top of this triangle, you see the Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation, which is governed by a board of directors or a board of trustees. Below that, we have 528 districts. We have over 36,000 Rotary clubs and over 11,000 Rotaract clubs. And we show 1.2 million individual Rotary members. And that number has recently been increased to 1.4 million with the recognition of Rotaractors throughout our Rotary world. We're governed in our organization by the board of directors that is comprised of an international president, our president-elect, and our board of trustees, our board representatives of the various regions and zones that we serve. The zone directors, as you're seeing on the next slide, will have an example of the zone to which we belong in our district 5870. You'll see on the slide where District 5870 in Texas is. We're right in the middle and we're that hot pink district. But we're a member of the zone 25B, and there are 6 other districts that comprise zone 25B in our area of Texas. Above, you jump over Oklahoma, you'll see there's another area that we are paired with as a region, and this is zone 29. And there are actually 16 districts in zone 29 that we join with to hold training institutes, for example, and can oftentimes share other best practices and that sort of thing to make our work more complementary to the whole process. We share a director who represents both of these paired zones, and that is how the board of directors is comprised for Rotary International, is paired zones have one director. There are 34 districts and there are 17 directors, each director representing two zones. So as the next slide, you'll see where we fit in Central Texas into this organization. This is essentially a roadmap of the Central Texas area. And this gives you an idea of the breadth of the clubs that comprise the District 5870. Our district governor, who's on this meeting with us tonight, is presently making club visits. And you can see that this is where she is required to travel to go and make club addresses to each of the Rotary clubs at their meetings. So we have quite an area here to cover, from all the way from Yoakum all the way up to Itasca and Corsicana up to the north. Our next slide, we'll talk a little bit about the Rotary Foundation now. I mentioned earlier that the board of directors governs Rotary International and represents the paired zones by a board of directors. The Rotary Foundation is governed by a board of trustees. This foundation administers a very vital part of what Rotary is all about. This is the lifeblood of the Rotary organization, the service we do and how we do it. And how we accomplish this is through the foundation and the management of contributions and the distribution of funds throughout. The Rotary Foundation comprised of an annual fund, a Polio Plus fund, an endowment fund, disaster response fund, and a world fund. It's very important to emphasize the fact that for us to continue to do good in the world, it is necessary for us to encourage all of our Rotarians to contribute to the Rotary Foundation. It is an important thing to encourage every Rotarian every year to make their contribution so that we can continue to fuel the programs that are so important to creating our Rotary world of service and peace.
Hey, Diane.
Yes.
We had a question. If you go back to your zones, there was a question of, we're in zone 25B. The question was, where's 25A and why are we not a part of that? And why is there a different zone for that?
Specifically, as I understand it, 25A is the immediate South or Central American countries below the border of Texas and the United States border, Spanish speaking, and it is a part of a different region. It's associated with a different region. We comprise region 36, 25B and 29, and it's primarily because I think of the language barrier. So the 25 is split because of the language more than any other reason. Last 2 years, when Susie Howe was our director representing 25B and 29, she's also a director for 25A, and she made a great effort to include them in much of what we do, but we're not technically considered a part of the same region with them. Does that answer your question? Okay, thank you. I see Jeff Colvin asked that question. These are the areas of focus that our Rotary Foundation addresses. Whenever we are looking at performing a service project or doing whatever we do, whether we're an ambassador for Rotary in some capacity, we're traveling for Rotary, whatever we're doing, we're looking at these 7 causes, or we call them areas of focus, that are the foundation for most of our grant funding and the projects that we do on an international basis. And to a great degree, most of the projects that we do locally in a community or on a district basis as well. And these causes are promoting peace, fighting disease, providing clean water, promoting maternal and child care, supporting education, growing local economies, and supporting the environment. Supporting the environment is the latest and most recent addition to the areas of focus. I don't know if you're familiar with Maslow's theory of the importance of foundational issues when it comes to human existence. One of the things we have to do is work toward promoting peace at the top of a triangle. Visualize this. But in order to get there, we have to take care of some of the very basic things that people need. So we need to consider what is the most important and most urgent need that we can address. And right now we're doing as much as we can in the areas of fighting disease and providing clean water. But all of the other things that we're doing also are going to lead us toward ultimate promotion of peace, which is, a goal for all of us to consider it ultimately. I would like to say too that the Polio Plus campaign, which we are very aware of this month in October, which is the month that we celebrate World Polio Day on the 24th of this month, is no doubt the showcase project for Rotary International, and it falls right into so many of these categories. If we can truly accomplish that goal of eradicating polio, we will have done many of these things that are presented here in the causes as well as areas of focus. So what are the responsibilities of a Rotarian? Many of you are new. From the poll indicate that I think there were about 10 of you that had been Rotarians less than a year. These are some of the basic responsibilities that are expectations, and certainly your club in doing a club orientation has presented expectations to you as well. It used to be that we were very strict about attendance. We no longer think of attendance as the dominant word, but engagement. We want engaged Rotarians. And so that is your responsibility, to become engaged in your club and in the projects and the issues and programs that are important to you. And you do this through service and by speaking up about which service projects are your passion, which areas you have identified as the reason why you want to be involved in this organization where you can provide service in a particular area. It's also a responsibility of a Rotarian to mentor other members. As a sponsoring Rotarian, you certainly would bring someone into Rotary as a new member, but it's important for all of our Rotarians at our club to provide mentoring to the new members and to other members as we move along. We all have areas of expertise. It's important to identify those areas and make sure that we can direct those resources to members as they need them. We are going to talk a little bit in more detail about the My Rotary account. It's really important that you go in and establish a My Rotary account if you haven't done so. That's the keys to the kingdom. You have so many resources available there that will be helpful to you. So if you haven't done that, please reach out to someone to assist you to get started. I want you to support the Rotary Foundation and don't just attend Rotary meetings. Become a Rotarian by participating and contributing, both with your time in service and with your dollars to the foundation. Okay, let's move ahead to the next slide. A couple of the other opportunities that we have in Rotary we want to visit about a little bit. The Interact clubs are high school-based Rotary-like clubs that Rotary clubs can sponsor to help our high schoolers to begin understanding what our service programs are all about, and to encourage them to collaborate with the Rotary clubs to complete service projects throughout their area. Rotaract, which we've heard a lot about in the last few years, is a growing movement of 18 to, it used to be 30-year-olds, but we no longer have a limitation of, or a topping out at age 30 any longer, but it's young professionals usually that can participate in the Rotary system without as much of an obligation with dues and other types of things that govern our structure in a traditional Rotary club. Rotaract, community-based Rotaract, university and college-based Rotaract clubs are possible as well. In community-based Rotaract clubs, it's nice because you can address a particular cause with that Rotaract initiative. So that's another way that Rotary exists in communities. Rotary action groups and Rotary fellowships, I'm going to talk about a little bit more in the next couple of slides. A Rotary fellowship is a group of Rotarians, and they don't have to necessarily all be Rotarians. You can have your family members and friends as well participate in a Rotary program that's connected them to their interest areas together. For example, a recreational activity, maybe you belong to the cycler clubs, or hobbies. Maybe you have a hobby that you're interested in. It may have to do with crochet or embroidery. It could be anything is that you imagine. If it doesn't already exist, you can make it happen. You can create your own fellowship. Sports, golfing, maybe tennis, various vocations, Rotary history and culture. These are opportunities for us to continue to promote that fellowship, that interpersonal relationship among Rotarians who are like-minded individuals. The next group, though, that I think is very important for us to be aware of are Rotary action groups. Rotary action groups are where our Rotarians and Rotaractors and Peace Fellows come together, and we actually are able to address specific areas that are important to us, perhaps to develop on a larger scale. Perhaps this is the stepping off point for us to address a global project that addresses, for example, the need for water wells in Haiti, or some other area that we've identified on a large scale in a particular area of focus. There are many areas, many action groups that are of interest to folks as they develop grant projects. It's a good way for you to contribute your expertise as well in that particular type of service. And now we'll move along to a short discussion here on what a vibrant club is. Think about your club. Is your club a vibrant club? And if it's not, let's think about how it could be. Because in a vibrant club, you have actually three areas working together in a synergistic environment. You have membership, the members of the club that are working together on projects, service, and so forth, and working with foundation-funded programs that are being publicized by public image. Public image attracts membership, which gives us more hands and feet to do the projects, that we can focus to the community and it becomes this nice little synergistic circle. Hopefully your clubs are working together in all of those areas, membership, foundation, and public image, to create a vibrant club. Okay, next slide. I want to ask you to please remember what I said about being in my Rotary. If you don't have an account, let's establish one. And then if you are, let's go to these resources. In the membership area of my Rotary, there are a lot of resources that are detailed there. This member center is shown where you can go onto my Rotary, you click on Member Center, and you see the Learning Center as well. The Learning Center has a wonderful array of coursework that you can do at your leisure, and you can learn a lot about Rotary and a lot about areas that you have an interest in by taking courses individually. Encourage everyone to do that whenever possible. It is a self-directed, self-learning program that will really help you to be growing your Rotary life and making Rotary more meaningful for you as well. Okay, next slide, I think, are other reasons to visit the Member Center. In the Member Center, you also have an opportunity to link to our Brand Center, which helps you with developing all sorts of brochures, logos, templates, all sorts of guidelines about our whole branding of our Rotary picture. Rotary Club Central is there, where you can establish club goals, and resources are there for membership, service, and public image. And then I mentioned the Learning Center, and then there is also an opportunity there for you to feature your projects on Rotary Showcase. Okay, I'm going to finish up here by showing you, if you haven't already seen this, I hope that you will keep this in mind. This is the Rotary Vision Statement. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. This is a very powerful vision statement that is the driving force behind our action plan. And as you are moving along in your Rotary life, you will learn more about ways that you can participate in the action planning process as well. I'm going to pass the mic now on to Jim Henry, who's going to talk to us a little bit more about the Rotary picture at the district level. Jim?
There we go. I have to unmute myself. Thanks, Diane. Very good. Yeah, we're going to now talk about Rotary at the district level. Okay, so we are, all of our club, you're a member, everybody on here is a member of a club. And your club is part of District 5870 in Central Texas. You saw the map that Diane showed earlier where our district goes, from Itasca down to Yoakum, over to Corsicana, Marble Falls, Burn. It covers a large area. In our district started in, or districts in Rotary started in 1915. Over the years, there have been many, many different changes. In 1958, we became what was known as District 587, and all districts just had 3 numbers. In 91, a 0 was added to the end. So that's how we got to be District 5870. Our district has 57 clubs that cover 17 counties. Our club sizes, to let you know, many of you know how big your club is, but we have, of the 57 clubs, we have clubs that range in size from 7 to 185. So you can tell we've got a real different culture throughout the district, no matter where you are. A lot of people think of our district as a metro or a very urban district, mainly because we have a lot of clubs in Austin. But truth and matter, we have of clubs that are in cities of 25,000 or less. 55% of our clubs are in what we would consider a rural area, and the rest are either in a metro or an urban area. So we're kind of spread out all over the place. So what is it? Why a district? Why are there even districts? And why do we care about what a district does, or why should we even be worried about a district? Well, the districts were created to help the clubs. And again, the clubs are the backbone of everything that we do. But districts were created to help the Rotary clubs excel. Districts connect with other clubs, with each other, and the resources that are available from Rotary International. Districts train our club leaders, and district leaders facilitate programs such as the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, RILA, that you all have heard about, Rotary Youth Exchange, and others that can ensure that Rotarians get the most from your membership and shine as leaders in areas of their community. So the question, why should I care about a district? Well, it's a way to continue your Rotary experience. There is a Rotary, remember, we're all part of Rotary International. So there's a Rotary out there that's outside of your club. And just as many of you know this, but you are a member individually, are a member of a club. The clubs are members of Rotary International. So technically, you as an individual are not a member of Rotary International. You're a member of your club, and your club, excuse me, and your club is a member of Rotary International. Okay, district organization. We have a district governor. District Governor Shannon Coleman is on with us today. And so what's a district governor? What does a district governor does? Basically, a district governor is the CEO of the district. They are the managing administrative head of everything that the district does. A district governor goes through a 3-year selection period. You get selected, then you go through 2.5 years of training. As district governor, your main responsibility is to go and visit every one of the 57 clubs. I think, Shannon, you're in Waco to visit a couple of clubs. So as district governor, the district governor travels all throughout the district to meet with every club, to learn about them, to learn their culture, to learn their needs. I want to back up just a second. A district is there not to police the clubs. A district is there to give support, to give help, to help with any issues that clubs may have. Anything that you want us to do from a district level, we're there for you. We're not there to tell you what to do. We're there to listen to what you need us to do. While there's a district governor, the next in line, there's a district governor elect and a district governor nominee. We have called the governor line, and the one that's not on there is also the district governor nominee designee. The way district governors are selected is basically through the clubs. Each club, when it's time for a district governor to come up, and we're going to be selecting a new one in our next one in line in December, a club submits a name, an applicant to be a district governor. The district governor appoints a chair of the district governor nominating committee, who then appoints a committee composed of club members throughout the district, who then conduct an interview from all the candidates, and then from that, the district governor is selected. When you're district governor, as I said, there's 2 years of intense training. In addition to club visits, the district governor is in charge of the district budget. The district governor selects their team. They're just like in your clubs. You'll have a foundation head of your club, a member head of your club, a personal image chair, a fundraising chair. The district has a lot of similar committees. This year, I'm the chairman of the district membership committee, but there's Jerry Chapman is the district Rotary Foundation chair, and Amber and Patrick are co-chairs of the district public image committee. So there are committees, and a district governor has to select all the people. I think there's about 100 people on the district leadership team that the district governor has to select. Our district is governed by a set of resolutions. In other words, these are things that are how we act, when we do things, how we conduct things. Yeah, Mary Reynolds just commented, and Rotary Reynolds, the district governor is a cheerleader for the district, and that's really what they do. The main job is to motivate and inspire and make clubs be the best that they can be. But our district is governed by resolutions. These resolutions, every so often at our district conference, and I'll talk about that in a minute, we have a business meeting, and there may be some business that we need to do. The last business meeting that we had was our district conference in Round Rock at the Kalahari Resort, where we made some changes to the way that we actually nominate the district governor and what time of year. So we're governed by our district resolutions. And you can see the other parts of it. We have district executives, we have a district secretary, a treasurer, a trainer, lieutenant governors, assistant governors. We call them assistant governors. Some places call them area governors. I know even in my club, I've had some of the folks in my club don't really know what an assistant governor does. An assistant governor, and there are, Shannon, you have 12 this year or 13?
13.
13. Assistant governors are basically a liaison between the district governor and the clubs. They're the kind of the club's first line of, if they have questions, if they're wondering what to do or how to do it or why things are done this way, you go to your assistant governor, because they instead of having all 57 clubs, they'll have maybe 4 to 5 to maybe 6 clubs under them that they try to work with and put in the right direction. So they're a direct liaison. So all of you new members, find out who your assistant governor is if you have some questions about how district and why and things like that. And they're a good source. So I think we've covered the other ones. If you go to the next slide, Amber. One of the things I wanted to give, because this came up in my club, some people were asking, yes, every year you pay dues to your Rotary club. And you may pay them once a year, you may pay them, semi-annually, you may pay them by the quarter, you may pay them by the month. So what is composed of a Rotary due? And one question that often comes up is, why can't I write? Why are my dues to my Rotary dues, why aren't they tax deductible? Well, as Diane mentioned, there's really two areas of Rotary. There's Rotary International, which is a nonprofit area. It's a 501c4. And then the Rotary Foundation is our charitable arm, which is a 501c3. Contributions to the Rotary Foundation are tax deductible. Contributions, which is part of your dues, that are payable to your club, that's just payable to a nonprofit. So those are not deductible, because that's just payable to a nonprofit. That's where your dues are. Now, what part of your dues? Well, the first part of your dues, when you get a bill from your club, it's X amount of dollars. And a lot of people have told me, well, our club gets so much money from all the members. Why are we always struggling for money? Well, first of all, the dues that you get from your club have several components to them. One of the components is the international dues. International dues are due twice a year. They're due at the beginning of the Rotary year, July 1st, and on January the 1st. The dues are based on your membership at that time, as shown in Rotary International, either on July 1st or January 1st. The first invoice that the club has to pay to Rotary International is $35.50 a member. Then a second invoice in the same amount will go out on January 1st. Each club has to pay that to Rotary International. Items that are included in your Rotary International dues has to do with, like, the Rotarian magazine. It pays for what's called the Council of Legislation. Each of our districts have a representative on the Council of Legislation, which goes up to Evanston every couple of years, and that's where any new laws of Rotary are enacted. So part of the dues goes to the Council of Legislation. Rotary International furnishes insurance to all of the clubs to cover some third-party claims that may happen while you're at a service project. Part of that Rotary invoice pays for pays for the insurance, pays for the Rotary magazine. The second part of it will come in January, and that's $35.50. So that's $35.50 twice a year that is assessed to your club that's got to be paid to Rotary International. In addition, you have district dues, and those are assessed one time a year on July 1st, again, based on whatever your membership is on July 1st. The district invoice is in the amount of, this year, it's in the amount of $38.50. And that's how the district, if you will, makes its money. When we have a district budget, the district budget is the operating budget for the district that helps fund the different committees. It helps fund the different things, activities that we do. It's what makes the district roll. I'm not going to get into too much of a deep dive into what all the finances or the budget does, but suffice it to say, that's how the district finances by the individual district dues. That's how the district finances what we do from an operational standpoint every year. Contributions to the Rotary Foundation have nothing to do with this. That's a different animal. This is all based on how many members we have in our district and where we are from there. Okay, you can go to the next one. The district website. Diane talked a little bit about the Rotary website. Our district website is such a wonderful source for everybody in our district to go to. If you can go to the next slide, Amber. Reasons to go to the district website. That's where the club directories are. You can see who all is in the different clubs. You can show where the clubs meet. If you want to go visit with another club, or if somebody's coming in from out of town, you want to send them to a club. It shows the district calendar of events, which shows you what's going on in our district. If you want to attend another club's fundraiser, if you want to go to one of their service projects, it shows where all that is. The district website is where you went to register for this event, and you don't have to log in for all that. It's got the district governor's monthly newsletter is there, and her message. There's other things that it has. It gives different. You can see on the other side about the different hybrid meetings and different things that you can do. You don't have to log in to the district website to take advantage of all these things. Just click on it. You'll see tabs at the top. It takes you to membership, foundation, gives you all the resources that you need. Go to the district website. It's a wonderful tool. Okay, and these are some new things that we've got where we can submit a new member. Every once in a while, you'll see on an email, you'll see it pop up that's a new member has joined the Rotary Club of South Austin or Northwest Austin. That's where you submit that. If you have a new member, you can go to the website, put some information on there, and it will be transmitted throughout the district so that we can welcome all of our new members. You can submit stories. You can the content creation team, which is part of our public image staff with Amber and Patrick that goes with that. Now, this is what the front page of it looks like. If you want to log in as a member, you go up to the member login area and just click on that. And then when it first comes up, you'll see it'll give you some options, and one is select a new member. When that comes up, all you do is fill this out. You select your club, put your last name and your email address, and submit it. Unlike the My Rotary website, once you're a new member, you're already in what's called Club Runner. And Club Runner will automatically generate to you an email that will have your user ID and a temporary password, which you can change. And that allows you to either get into your district website or into your club website. So again, I can't overemphasize going to the district website. It just keeps you up to date with what's going on in your district and the different things that are going on there. Okay, go to the next one. Okay, there's several events. District Governor Shannon's goal of imagine the good that can be done by building relationships and collaborating with one another. That's where you have these different things. Not only your club events, but if you can, sometime during this year, go to a district event. Our district conference is the end of the year district celebration. It's going to be the end of April this year. It's going to be in Corpus Christi. It's a celebration of clubs. It's a celebration of, it's not a training event. So don't worry, you're not going to hear people like me trying to spout off things to you. You're going to go there. You're going to have fun. We're going to have 3 hospitality rooms. I think we're renting out the entire state aquarium in Corpus Christi to go, and we're going to be able to watch the dolphin show and the porpoise show and drink and on and on and on. So it's going to be a great thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you, again, go to the district website and it'll tell you all about it. We have district training opportunities. You have foundation seminars. You have membership seminars. You have public image seminars. You have all kinds of different training issues to learn more about what's going on in the district. The district assembly will be in Killeen in person this year. It's always going to be in April sometime. That's where club leaders go to be trained, president-elects, secretaries, committee chair, and the like. But it's not just for club leadership training. Anybody can go to learn a little bit more about the structure that our district does. And the last one on the list is the Foundation Gala, which is when we get together and have a night to celebrate all we've done in giving to the foundation. Okay, go ahead, Amber. And speaking of the foundation, the club, these projects that I've got below are supported by the Rotary Foundation's annual fund. Now, I'm not here to give, Rich K would shoot me if I try to give some kind of foundation lecture. You get Jerry Chapman or Rich or somebody that can tell you all there is to know about foundation. But the main thing is Diane showed in there's several different funds through the foundation. The annual fund is the one that we try to emphasize a lot, because contributions to the annual fund, as you as an individual Rotarian make a contribution to the annual fund, it's those funds that after 3 years, a part of those funds come back to our district to help us do all these things that are shown there. Most of you know, or you will know, that every year your club gets some money back from the district through what's called the Dap program, or a Dap grant, District Assistance Program. That's money that comes back to the district. About half of the money that comes back to our district from Rotary, we give to the clubs to do whatever projects you want to do, as long as they're in the area of focus. You have a global grant, which is clubs get together with other clubs or with other districts and do projects globally, not only worldwide, but also here at home. One of my favorite things that the annual fund contributes to is a vocational scholarship. We're giving 7 of those away this year, or half. Those are $5,000 scholarships for individuals that go to a non-4-year college, either a community college, a junior college, a trade college, anything that's 2 years. We give global scholarships. Those are to people in our district that are nominated. They're $30,000 scholarships where they go, they study overseas and they get a master's or a doctorate or different things like that. And then we have part of the money that's through the annual fund is our district service project. You've seen a lot lately that Shannon has given out about the work that we did at the Peaceable Kingdom to honor the children and families of Ukrainian refugees. That was paid for by money that came back to our district that you contributed to the annual fund 3 years ago. So again, Rich K, Jerry Chapman, I'm not a foundation expert, but that's what the annual fund does. If you're one, it's not just an international thing. A lot of it comes back to be used in your own club. So that's all that I have. I appreciate you all being here. Right now, we'll open it up for any kind of questions that you may have. We'll also stay on. I know we're maybe a couple of minutes late. Where are we? No, we're almost on time. We'll stay on as long as anybody wants to. If y'all want to talk together, we can go over some of the chat questions. We can, any of the new members that want to stay on and ask some questions that we didn't cover. You probably feel like what president-elects feel like when they go to pets, that you've just been overwhelmed and you've got a water fire hose of information, and that's what you got. But a lot of it is, again, a 50,000-foot view that we're trying to make you aware of what's out there, what resources, what your Rotary International does for you, what your district can do to help you. Go visit other clubs in the district. Take advantage of district events like the Foundation Gala, the district conference. Some of my best friends in the world are Rotarians that are not in my club. And so as you go along in your Rotary journey, if you want to consider being part of a district leadership team, it's out there for you to anything that you want to do. Again, thank you all. And that's all there is for this program. I don't know if Diane, if you have anything to add, or Amber, what was the result of our poll as far as the who all we got here?
I showed the results to everybody. I think it was mostly new and seniored.
Okay, good. Well, and that's what we wanted was this is, again, not just for new members. We did this about 1.5 years ago, and as I said, it was brought up at our last Council of Governors that we need to maybe make people more aware of what the district does and what Rotary does. And so that's what that's all we're trying to do by this, is just kind of wet your whistle as far as Rotary and the district goes, and we can go with that. PDG Rich.
You have one question in the chat box that I think you might want to touch on.
Which is that?
It's from James, and it asks, how do you transfer your membership to another club if you move?
The way that you there's always a transfer of membership, but you really don't transfer a membership. And you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're moving from one club to another, you can't be a member of 2 clubs at once. Okay. So if you're going to move, if say you're in Georgia and you've just moved here and you want to join the South Austin Rotary Club and you want to join them, you've got to end your membership with the club, say in Georgia. Then you apply and you get accepted and you become a member of the Rotary Club of South Austin, just like any other new member would. The difference is whatever Rotary member number you have is going to follow you no matter where you go. In other words, when you first joined Rotary, you were given a member number. And if you donated to the Rotary Foundation or whatever you did, whatever activities you did, that follows you wherever you go. You don't start from scratch if you change clubs. We've had people that have moved and have been members of 2 or 3 different clubs. We got Scott Rainey, past district governor Scott Rainey, just moved up here from the Houston area. So he became a member of the Austin club, and as opposed to his club in Houston. But everything that he did, your contributions to the Rotary Foundation, you're going to have one member number, and your secretary of your club should know that when you move from one club to another, your secretary should know, and you can let them know, I'm a member of, or was a member of the Rotary Club of Steamboat Springs, Colorado. And now, so they'll find you. And every once in a while, Rich, as you know, it kind of goes a little haywire. You may end up with a couple of numbers, but mostly not. So I hope that answered the question. And Rich, you tell me if I'm wrong in everything I said, but.
No, you're good. You're good.
Thank you. That was very helpful.
Hopefully that helps. But you don't just like transfer. You don't just say, okay, I'm going to transfer myself over. There is a little bit of a process.
PDG, Jim, can I jump in? Somebody's asking about like at a club level orientation. And I just want to point out that this orientation was designed to be able to be used again at your club level if you wanted to share it as well. And I think we have it housed on the district website. Is that correct?
Yeah, what we'll have on the district website is we're going to have this, we'll have these slides copied over. And we've also got under the membership tab on the district website, kind of an outline of how to conduct, if your club doesn't have one and you kind of want to get one going, we've got kind of an outline and clubs that do really good new member orientations, kind of an outline of how to do that. But you're exactly right. This can be a part of your club orientation. Normally, if you go to your new member orientation at your club, you're going to hear about what your club does, the service projects of your club, what your various committees do, how many people go to RILA, if you're taking a youth exchange student or sending one abroad, how your club internally is structured, what are the different committees, how your club officers are elected. A lot of that's going to be about your club. And as I said, the intent of this whole thing is just to supplement any kind of new member orientation your club may have, and it will be available on the district website. At the very top, there's a membership tab. If you click on that, it's got all kinds of stuff, and one will be how to get to those resources.
It is
If I
a
could jump-
membership orientation, and you guys give me just 24 hours to update that to the newest version that we just did tonight. So it's the old version. We'll get
Yeah,
new
the one that's up there now is the one we did about a year and a half ago.
And I saw in the chat box that one of the participants tonight said they had not had a new member orientation at the club level. So I would encourage anyone that has an interest to go to the Learning Center, and there are new member orientation modules there that may be helpful to you.
And to add to that, and I think I mentioned, I'm the district membership chair this year. We've got a wonderful committee. Diane, who knows more about membership than I do, having been in a previous, she was a zone coordinator for Rotary, meaning she was in charge, and her partner in crime, Debbie High, were in charge of the 23 districts that make up our region 36. She basically was the head of membership for 23 districts. So she knows more than I do. But anyway, and so when she got through with those responsibilities, I put her on my membership team. We've also got Jim Darden, who's on with us from West Austin, is on our membership committee. Jeff Coleman, DG Shannon's husband, is on our membership committee. We've got Jason Duckworth and Rod Henry from the Temple Rotary Club. We've got Kent Bowles from the E Club. Contact any of those members. If you go to the district website, you will have the under the membership tab. If it's not there, we're going to put it there. It will have everybody that's on our district membership committee, or I want to call it the district membership team. So if any of you in your clubs, the resources Diane said are there, but if you want some individual talking about how to set up a new member orientation, just contact one of us and we'll get it. We'll help you with that.